On this episode of Food Finds, we're sampling traditions found throughout the 106-mile-long chain of islands known as the Florida Keys. Chowder made from one of the oldest living reptiles on Earth, breads baked with the skill of an artist, and key lime pie with a Brazilian accent. The Green Turtle Inn, Cole's Peace Bakery, and the Blonde Giraffe. Up next on Food Finds from the Florida Keys. Welcome to Food Finds from the Florida Keys. Hi, I'm Sandra Pinkney. This tropical region of our country is known for its sunsets, its cool breezes, and of course its very relaxed lifestyle. For decades, artists have been drawn to these features for motivation for countless books and songs and paintings. But we're here for another of the Keys' cultural fixations. It's food. First off, turtle chowder, complete with, you guessed it, turtles. And then we're going to be breaking bread with a tropical twist from one of the hottest bakeries in the area. And finally, you can't come to the Keys without this one, my favorite, key lime pie. And guess what? We've got the recipe that's been voted the best in the region. So get your shades ready and come on, come with me. Most of the beauty and mystery of the Florida Keys was inaccessible well into the 20th century. The construction of the Overseas Highway in 1938 remedied that problem. The sights, sounds, and tastes were finally available to all. Vivid images come to mind, things like sunsets, suntans, and key lime pie.
Just as you would think of America, you think of apple pie. Think of Key West, you think of key lime pie.
But in 1998, this Keys tradition took on a Brazilian influence. Roberto Madeira and his wife Tanya were experienced key lime pie makers from Brazil. With them, they brought a whole new way of making key lime pie, even saying it.
In Brazil, the name is torta de limão.
Oh, tell me that one more time.
Torta de limão.
Different translation, same pie. The name of their business was also modified. In Brazil, it was called the Giraffe.
We thought, let's open another Giraffe, but not with the same name. So, because Tanya is blonde, we decided to put the Blonde Giraffe.
The company name was the only thing that changed. The recipe handed down from Tanya's grandmother Edith stayed the same.
My grandmother now, she's 85, and she's very proud of her recipe because now her recipe is known in the other country.
In the beginning, competition with other pie makers was tough, but thanks to one customer, amazing things were about to happen.
We had just one customer for key lime pie, and she used to say to us, if one day in Key West they're gonna have a key lime pie contest, you have to get in.
There was a contest, and guess who won?
What happened? We won the first place.
It was quite a coup for Brazilian pie makers to win a contest that had always been won by locals.
I can see why they were voted the best.
Mm-hmm. Well, being a conch, as lifelong Key Westerners know, I've eaten many key lime pies in my lifetime so far, and this is undoubtedly the best key lime pie that I've ever tasted.
So, what makes their key lime pie so different?
Some people have the crust. That's a graham cracker crust, I guess they call it. But this crust is what makes it, I think. It's a little bit different than the traditional key lime pie, but I think that's all the difference in the world.
Well, I know they make the crust fresh all the time, so it's not store-bought, because I live right nearby and I see them working on it all the time.
A couple of reasons Tanya's pie crust tastes so different could be because she adds eggs and lime zest. The result is a delicate pastry-type crust that has to be spread by hand. When it's baked to a golden brown color, it's ready for the filling, consisting of sweetened condensed milk, egg yolks, and fresh key lime juice. The final step is the meringue topping.
For each pie, we will use 3 egg whites and 6 tablespoons of sugar. But here there is much more.
And they'll need all that sugar for the more than 200 pies they produce each day. Some pie makers opt for whipped cream topping. Tanya and most of the folks we talked to today prefer meringue, especially the little secret she adds to the top.
The final touch is to put the lime zest on top of the meringue already baked. You see the color, the golden brown?
The tartness is what makes the key lime pie so special. But this particular one has like shavings of lime rinds on top of it, so it adds to the tartness. But the sweetness overall is just much better, and the texture is good too.
The Blonde Giraffe also makes a key lime pie bar. It's a frozen piece of their pie on a stick that's dipped in Swiss chocolate. They're also coming up with other ways to use key limes.
And we are developing for this season key lime round cake. You know why? Because the only key lime round cake that they sell here in Key West is from Cayman Island. It's incredible.
This is really dead full.
This is really what?
Really, how can I say?
Awesome. Awesome. Fantastic.
Like,
Fabulous.
Okay.
No matter how you describe the key lime creations at the Blonde Giraffe, there's no denying the fact that they're fast becoming a Key West favorite. In a moment, we'll show you how to order some for yourself. Whether you call it key lime pie or tortugui limon, the reaction is usually the same.
Blonde Giraffe #1.
How can you order some of our foods from the Florida Keys? Well, coming up, Food Finds has a complete viewer's guide with all the information you need to order from the vendors that we've seen. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I love the Florida Keys because, first of all, for the weather. It's always summer here.
Small town, but very eclectic. Eclectic in the sense that there's a lot of small towns won't have the diversity that we have here in Key West, both ethnic and social and mental diversity, I would define it.
That same variety can be said for its food choices. We found a recipe for chowder made with vegetables, spices, and turtle. Also a small 400-square-foot bakery that produces 1,000 pounds of bread each day using old-world techniques. And if a key lime pie is voted best in the Keys, does that make it best in the world? That's for you to decide. If you'd like to try a piece or any of the other products we've seen on today's show, log on to our website at www.foodtv.com or call them directly.